You're still watching Sunday Express, and now we discuss about women inclusion. We've talked about it for years now, but we're still not where we need to be, given after that particular meeting in Beijing. But tonight we have none other than chairperson of the MAENDELEO ya WANAWAKE organization there. That is none other than Rahab Muiu. Karibu sana. Thank you for your time. I can see you're trying to get your gadgets on silent so that we can have this conversation. Karibu sana, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Regina.
7 decades in, plus, counting in 2022, MAENDELEO WANAWAKE has been in existence. But then the question is it still relevant to the woman currently? I mean, 2024, things have changed. Are we still relevant?
Thank you, Regina. We are extremely relevant. We are at the grassroots more than, I think, in the last 20 years. The only maybe difference is that we do not shout a lot when we are at the grassroots, but we are down at the grassroots. Our structures are from where I am all the way to the wards, and we are completely connected. If you covered our 2023 annual general meeting in December 9th, I had about 700 of the delegates. How much more do you need to be connected? They came from 47 counties. That was 290 sub-county chairs. That is 10 from every county. And the national office, all of them in an AGM. It cannot be better than that. Before, we used to deal with 470. Then in the reviewed constitution, we realized we need to have this voice right at the grassroots, because our team starts from the ward to the sub-county. So the minute you have the sub-county on the table, you have the ward, then you have the country. Relevant in the sense that the journey has been interesting, the journey has been long, but we have achieved. Achieved in the sense that from 1960, when Mama Phoebe were campaigning for 50-50, I know it has taken long. Yes. And then, of course, we had the first woman to Lancaster. We've said that this many times. We came from MAENDELEO. And then we had Kina Mama Shaga. Then we came to the 6 women. This was our journey of MAENDELEO. Mama Phoebe, Mama Beth, Mama Charity, Mother Karua. These were our MAENDELEO women. And then go to the campaign for affirmative action in 1997. This was a MAENDELEO kind of campaign. So I'm trying to say the journey we've been present.
Has been long.
Yes. We lost the first affirmative action. A few men supported us. Then we came to Mama Beth Mogo in 2000, and we managed to start the journey of the 47 women seats. So the 47 are born through the MAENDELEO journey, of course, with other players. Feeder in Kenya Women Political Caucus, the League of Women Voters, but MAENDELEO played a very key role. Then come to the Constitution 2010, we had a representative from every district in the Bomas. So yes, the journey has been successful. And then let's come to the numbers. We claim the numbers. We had 40 MCAs in 2017. We have 57 in 2022. The journey has been long, and it has been long, and it is working.
We will get there, because the question is, we will ask towards the end. We're talking about the upcoming International Women's Day. Yes. We're talking about progression, or rather supporting, accelerating progress. We are not there yet. We need to get there. From where you sit as an organization, looking at the Kenyan perspective, what should we do that hasn't been done or is currently being done?
I think for me, and I'm being very honest on this one, I think the numbers have increased. Yes. We have over 80 in Parliament. We need to see the impact. We need accountability of all these numbers, Rahab included. I need to be accountable. For the 9 years I've been in MAENDELEO, what do I show for the period I've been in the office? Each one of us, because we are only, what percentage is that of about 87? The majority of us, poverty has hit, women are in the slums, or the Kibera, or the, Muguru and Jenga, majority of them are women families. So this journey, we wanted so many women. We used to say you educate a woman, you educate a village. Now we are right on the table. We are in Parliament. What is the impact? This MAENDELEO has said consistently, and I'll still say it, so that we have seen some work done, yes, we agree, but the impact needs to be faster. We have no reason to be having cows giving birth at 13 years. How many of us are shouting about it? Right? Gender-based violence. It is home. Femicide. It is home. Are we hearing it, or we hear it when the girl has just died? So we need more of advocacy. We need more of, you know, the reason why we have the numbers, we've got to quantify it to the country and to ourselves.
So what I'm hearing, Madam Rahab, is that we may have made progress in having women sit at the policy-making table, but the impact of them being there is somewhat in question here.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
I mean, I just came from Embu. I was in Embu County. I went to meet the governor. That is my mother county. Some women have done very well. When I compare where we were with the former governor and what I've seen Badire doing and doing, you are excited. Okay. Look at Wanka. You know, we are seeing some job done, yes. But we are saying if all of us pushed at the same level, the 47, I mean, some have done pretty well, but yes. We are saying, for the challenges we have, these numbers were supposed to change lives at the grassroots. These numbers were not for us in the city. So we need to have more of all of us in the slums. This poverty should be making us not sleep. Just the way the Beijing, it was very clear, the 12 critical areas. Yes. We are still, and that's what I was looking at just before we started. Where are we with these 12 critical areas? Yes. What have we dealt with and what haven't we? And they are very clear. Yes, very clear. Women and poverty, yes. We still have a lot of that. Yes. Education, we've done pretty well.
Actually, in summary, what has been picked up by the World Bank looking at its index report of 2020, yes. It indicates power, rights, work-life balance, and gender-based violence still are bottlenecks that we're dealing with. Yes, yes. Then, as an organization, then, what programs or interventions have you put in place, working with government also, to ensure that you build capacity of women and girls in the grassroots?
Actually, the program, on a day-to-day basis, yes. we keep on tweeting everything, we keep on doing press conferences, and when we're on the ground, we keep on shouting. But I'm saying this shouting, we have to increase the numbers collectively. Okay. However, the program we are on is water. We are dealing with the National Water Harvesting Project. We are in 23 counties, and now, end of the month, we'll be launching what we are calling Sawa Can. This is purifying water using the sun rays, so that we start getting our children to get clean water, especially when it rains, all these rivers, the water in the tanks. So we have a partnership with a Denmark company. We'll be launching end of the month. But coming back to what you are saying, we are doing our bit. The other civil society, I imagine they are doing their bit, but we need to be better than where we are today. Definitely the gender-based violence, the FGM, we've talked and talked. There is improvement, all right. Let me not say there's no improvement, but even us as MAENDELEO, we need to do more. But some of it, like us, we work with earnings from the building, which is really just about 55 million in a year. That is the money you pay utilities, you pay salaries, you pay AGMs if you have them, you pay 55 million in a whole year in an institution. Yes. So if we do not have donor funding, then that really squeezes us quite a bit. So I'm also calling on those who have more donor funding, just as much as they expect accountability from MAENDELEO. We also would want more accountability from those who are receiving a lot of donor funding, even as we look for donor funding ourselves. So if we had more money, I can assure you would reach out more. But with what we have, this is what does the water. We move to the ground, and we are present in 47 counties. I literally have been to the 47 counties 3 times during my time of the last 9 years in office. Indeed. So we could do better, but I feel gender-based violence is getting very tricky.
Thank you for picking that up, and I'd want us to look at the recent numbers when you talk about even femicide. Just recently we had a campaign by women across the country against femicide. Gender-based violence is on the rise. Yes. How do we tackle it?
The shocking part of some of this is that some of it is happening within the family setup. Yes. So because of our traditional values and how we were brought up, an uncle gets hold of a niece within the family. It is even gone to grandfather, it is gone to sons. It's gone to a child and a father. Such that, so when it then comes out, the mother, the grandmother is not able to talk about it, because who do you protect? Is it so we need to deal with the values, Regina. I think our values are broken, because really an uncle should have been a caretaker of a child. It is not the person to molest. True. And I'm not saying they are doing it, but I'm saying it is happening within the family. Yes. A father, these things were never heard of. So we need to sit back and ask ourselves, even the churches, and I've said this before, what is this we are not doing right? Because there's something we are not doing right. Values have increased to be broken, and it's like just killing somebody is okay. You get them out of your way. How did we get here? So a bit of reflection, with a lot of support from the government. I'm touched by the fact that the First Lady in our project of MAENDELEO, she meets women a lot. The Second Lady in the Boy Child project, they meet a lot. So we have a problem, and I'm happy that the two ladies have identified. And so we need to agree which one is going to help us get where we are going, because there's a broken value system in this country. I do not know where we went wrong, but it is there. And so we are fighting individually, but when it is happening within the family, it becomes then very complicated. And I guess this is how the gender violence has increased. I am not saying it is not happening also out. Girls are being attacked from anywhere. Yes. But truly, we should have been one another's care giver, but we are not doing that. So yes, as a nation, we really need to find out where our attention is. Are we putting attention where we need to put it? Parents, are they getting enough time with their children? Grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, are we playing the roles our parents did in those olden times? Something is missing somewhere. The church, what are we busy doing? Yes, preach to us, but when we look at all this immorality, then it calls on the moral compass. Something is not going right. And that thing, we have to look for it. Civil society, government, and all of us involved.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, because it has been on the rise. Looking at the numbers, and it has already been highlighted as one of the bottlenecks that is facing women, women progression and such.
Yeah,
as we're talking about women,
we are number 3 in the world for girls giving birth at 13 years. I mean, what is 13 years? It's a baby. The body is hardly formed. But these are the women now who are supposed to be giving birth.
A child actually.
It's a child. It's a sad story. Yeah. Yes, we have a lot to do.
Has to be done.
Yeah.
Then what role should the men play when it comes to matters of gender parity?
You know, I come from the old school where I believe a man is the head of the family. And I believe that we are partners in this family when we are bringing children together until death does us part. And even then, whoever remains has a responsibility of carrying this responsibility. But I also want to come back and say we have very many single parents in the country. Not by choice, it just happened. We have quite many of them. So they are doing a job, especially when you have a boy and you are a woman. There is that responsibility which ideally an uncle would help your son because your husband is not there or you never got married. Yes. We are not playing this role. So it's very hard for a woman to be able to do what a man can do to a boy child. And these are the gaps we are getting. So as I say, a reflection, a way to think back. How do we help one another? How does an uncle become a friend to a brother's child? Instead, what we are seeing, they are the first people on the line to even sell properties when these children, their father goes. So something is not working right, because in the olden days, an uncle was a custodian, was the person, an auntie. Like, I'm an auntie to many. You know, a grandmother, I'm one. So what roles are we playing? So I think, kizungu mingi nafikiri tutaacha kidogo. We think about the traditional ways things happen, and then respect is broken. Hakuna heshima. Wamama wanjane wanapitia tabu kubwa sana when they lose their husbands. So yeah,
I like that you said that we also have to have men join in this conversation.
Yes.
We cannot do it alone.
Because we are partners.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Now, from where you sit, and given the years that you have seen the country's history actually transform, 70+ years when it comes to the organization, do you think the time is right when it comes to matters of governance and leadership for Kenya to even consider having a woman as a president?
I mean, it was right almost 30 years ago when Charity stood for Parliament, my sister, in 1997. It was right. Yes. When Wangari Mother stood professor, and may she rest in peace, it was right. And when Mother Karua tried a bit in 2013, it was right. Women are capable of running this country. Women are capable. They are capable. However, there is no vacuum. I'll quickly add, there is no vacuum. The country has a president. The country has a deputy president. Yes. But that's not to say women are not capable going forward. Women are capable. Women are capable. They are capable. Now, let's unpack this stereotype that says that women do not support each other, that we are own enemies. As we come to a close, unpack that for us. That's a difficult one coming from MAENDELEO, where a lot of things I hear from women, a lot of, propagandas I hear from women. That's a difficult one for me. But let me put it positively. Yes. We do not need to be lying so that we get benefits undermining one another. We need to be able to live to one another and we move forward. That for me is what is very important. the Christianity in us should come out positively. So I think we should be our best friends. Today we pride from 5 cabinet ministers to 10. Today we pride from, I think, about 10 PSs to about 15. The journey has grown. Today we pride from MCAs. The journey has grown. That is because also women at the grassroots, by the way, are very good. We should not poison them. They are very sincere. It is us here, you and me, Regina. Sisi hapa tuko kwa mesa. Sisi ndio na shida. Wamama mashinane, they are very faithful and very sincere. So let us not spoil that. Let us not be a club when we are elected. When we go back, these women are the ones who will make you a president tomorrow, and deputy president tomorrow. And women in church are friends. So it is only in politics and in civil society we have all this, I think, clamor for when we are looking for donor funding. I think we should not be enemies, but we should be more friends than enemies. But I do think women can fight one another viciously when they want to. And I also think women can be extremely very good friends. They meet in chamas, they lend one another money, they do their children's weddings together, they do burials together, they do they travel together, whether in the village or out of the country. Women have always lived together. Let us emulate what our mothers were. They were tightly knit. Let us go there. Of course, a few have fallen off the way, but I want to say, Rahab included, let us be our one another's keeper. Because we are the weaker sex, we shall get there because we are together. So women are free to come and tell us what they want as we go forward. But as I say, the seat is not vacant. His Excellency President Ruto is in office with his deputy. But Kenyan women are also capable. I am not afraid to say that because they are just the way we run our homes. I mean,
we can run a country.
We are capable.
Indeed.
We can do it.
And on that note, we bring this conversation to a close. We are looking at the International Women's Day that is coming up next week. That is on the 8th of March. And we've heard from none other than the chairperson of MAENDELEO, WANAWAKE, Rahab Muiu there, telling us, you and I as a woman, we need to think like sisters and moms. And if we think like that, then the seat at the table is there for our taking. Now we'll be speaking sports with none other than my colleague Daniel Wahome in not too long.